Thank you, Mayor, for the invitation to pray today. Heavenly Father, we come to you and we give you praise for who you are. You see all things and you're sovereign over all things. Your word tells us in Hebrews chapter 12, the first part of verse 14, to strive for peace with all people. And I pray as we come together in this room tonight and we talk about city business, that everything will be done in peace and in order, with dignity and respect. As we dwell in this community together, we thank you for the privilege of being citizens in Portage and being a citizen of the United States, where it is one nation under God. And I pray this tonight over our city, over City Council. Help them as they're making decisions. And Lord, we just strive for peace, and we give you praise. Be in this place tonight. Amen.
Amen.
Nina, would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nina, would you please call the roll?
Councilperson Alvarez?
Here.
Councilperson Podgorski?
Here.
Councilperson Geisers?
Here.
Councilperson Clem? Councilperson Williams?
Here.
Councilperson Gully?
Here.
Councilperson Zilli?
Here.
Before we begin with the regular portion of our meeting tonight, we're going to swear in 6 new firemen, so please come forward. Randy, I don't know how you have them.
We could just go by the order of the,
Okay.
of the papers.
If any of the council people want to join me up here in the swearing in, you are invited.
So the 6 firefighters come up now, and then as you're getting sworn in, we'll have your families join you. So you guys just line up right down there.
Don't be nervous.
First one's Tanner. Tanner, would you like your family to come up?
Constitution and the laws of the state of Indiana,
and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
execute the duties of my office
execute my duties of my office
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
of a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and according to the law.
and according to the law.
So help me God.
So help me God.
We'll go this way.
Go this way. Tyler. Have your family come up.
Tyler Rosenbaum, family, all of your family may come up here.
Jacob. Give Jordan the phone.
Sure.
Hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand and say it after me. I, Tyler Rosenbaum,
I, Tyler Rosenbaum,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and the laws of the state of Indiana,
the Constitution and the laws of the state of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
execute the duties of my office
execute the duties of my office
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and according to the law,
and according to the law,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Brandon.
Are you Mom? I'm Mom. That's good. You did good, Mom. Thank you. So place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and say it after me. I, Brandon Collins,
I, Brandon Collins,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and the laws of the state of Indiana,
and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Indiana,
and I will faithfully and impartially
and I will faithfully and impartially
execute the duties of my office
execute the duties of my office
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and
and
according to the law.
according to the law.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Excuse me. That. We got Rory Easling.
Rory?
Hi, Rory, nice to meet you.
Who's on Bible duties?
She's fun. You'll be fine. Put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and say it after me. I, Rory Easling,
I, Rory Niedling,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and the laws of the state of Indiana,
the Constitution and the laws of the state of Indiana.
and that I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
execute the duties of my office
execute the duties of my office
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability,
and according to the law.
according to the law.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, sir.
This is his papers. Then we have Joe.
Joe.
Hi, Joe. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joseph Burke,
I, Joseph Burke,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and the laws of the State of Indiana,
the Constitution and the laws of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
execute the duties of my office
execute the duties of my office
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and according to the law.
and according to the law.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I need a little help.
Do you want somebody in your crew to?
Yeah.
Ready? Raise your hand, say it after me. I, Jake Ellis,
I, Jake Ellis,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and the laws of the State of Indiana,
the Constitution and the laws of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
execute the duties of my office
execute the duties of my office
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
as a member of the City of Portage Fire Department
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and according to the law.
and according to the law.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Are you coming up too?
We will resume the meeting with the approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have communications, correspondence, and announcements from the mayor. At this time, I would just like to thank the council members, the outgoing members, Scott, Brian, Deb. I'd like to thank our city attorney, Dan Whitten, and our clerk treasurer, Nina Rivas. Thank you for your 4 years of service to our community. I thought we did a good job. We came in, we had to tackle an alligator, but I thought we did a great job. So if any of you would like to say anything at this time, we'll start with Scott.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I'd just like to thank the people that supported me, that put me in office 8 years ago. They had, in the confidence they had in me, I hope I represented them well.
And for the most part, I enjoyed the time the last 8 years on the council. Thank you.
Yeah, to echo Scott, it's a great experience. I'm glad to have had, I'm glad to have met all the people in the city that I have. You know, I work in a factory, and so while we work hard and we have pride in what we do, you don't see a lot of passion, and so getting to work with the city and seeing the passion from the different departments and department heads, whether it's the police department or the parks or even the sanitation plant, I think the most passionate person is Tracy. I loved doing my sanitation plant tours the 2 times. And yeah, just being able to have an opportunity like my dad with me to just show my kids what it means to be part of the community and to give back. As a father of 4 kids, I don't go very many places by myself. So being able to bring them along to ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings and everything has just been really special. So I really enjoyed my time, and I don't know if I'll ever do it again, but I'm glad to have done it.
Thank you, Brian and Scott, for your service. Deb?
So ditto pretty much what Scott and Brian said. I think I ran for the right reasons. I think I fulfilled the promises that I did make. To all of the department heads, it has been an absolute pleasure. You never know what happens in the future. So, thank you.
Thank you, Deb. Attorney Whitten?
Well, I would like to thank the council for being so kind to me during the last 4 years. It was a pleasure serving you in my capacity. Unlike in administrations of the past, there wasn't a separate city council attorney, mostly probably because of budgetary constraints. So it was a challenge for all of us, but you guys were kind and you were professional, and it was a real pleasure serving you. With respect to Mayor Lynch, we've been friends for many, many years, and I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve as your city attorney for my hometown for the last 4 years. It was a daunting task coming in. You took it on. You were strong, and with a great deal of commitment, hard work, and ethics, you brought this city out of the despair that it was in, and I, for one, thank you. I'm impressed with everything you've done, and you will always have a special place in my heart for the opportunity you gave me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Nina?
Sometimes there's just not enough words, or I have no words. I'm going to just stay quiet.
And I personally would like to thank everybody. It's been a pleasure. I've served in our community for 22 years now, and I've got a lot of other things I want to do. I think most people know that Austin and I are trying to work together and trying to move our city forward. So as we transition, I pray that other people who have been nasty and unkind on Facebook will not do that to Austin, that you will treat him with respect and kindness. Our city will not grow and elevate itself if we don't rise to the level of professionalism that needs to happen in this city. So I want to thank everybody for the opportunity. And I'm not gone. You will be seeing me around. So thank you very much. The clerk treasurer's report.
We're still waiting on the 1782 notice from the DLGF. They have till the 15th of December to get that over. So within the next week or so, we should have that. And also, we will have to have a special meeting in December towards the end of the month to adopt the tax anticipation warrants resolutions from the bond bank.
Thanks, Nina. We have reports from standing committees. Do we have a budget report?
No, Mayor, there is no budget report this evening.
Okay. No other, Brian?
No ordinance.
No
report.
ordinance, okay. Yeah, that's under other business. Okay, we have reports from city officials. Chief Candiano.
Hello, everybody. So, in honor of my last time talking to Dan, I'm going to try to make this super long. He said, please make it quick tonight, but see if I can make it long, and same for Randy. There you are.
So you have no concern for the rest of us?
You know, I'm in the spotlight now, so I'm going to do what I can. So the actual business here. So November, our total incidents were 2,615. Puts us at 87 incidents per day in November. And for 2023 year-to-date, we're at 33,434. So I hadn't really run the comparison the last couple months, but I did it this month as we're coming down to the end. So last year at this time, we were at 31,545. So we're about 1,889 incidents over last year. So, you know, I think that's just with the growing of the city, just more people coming into the city. I think that's just part of it. You know, that includes everything: traffic stops, crashes, you name it. So I just think that's, as the city grows, there's more police calls, more fire calls, more everything. So, hiring and staffing. We had 5 officers graduate from the academy, I believe it was a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Pretty excited about that. 2 of them were already released to solo patrol, so they're back out on the road. They came right back and went right back onto their crews. The other 3 went back to training. However, one of them got released. Oh, it's all running together. Was it yesterday? Yeah. So we did release one of them yesterday. So out of the 5 that went now, 3 are on the road, and the other 2 are training. So pretty excited to have them back. Currently have 4 openings and 2 additional coming in January. The problem with, we've been talking about this for a while, so the problem with all this is we're hiring, but they still got to get trained. So we've got the 6 openings, but then we're also losing 4 officers to the academy in January. So some of those that have been hired now need to get their training. So the good thing is that the ones that we swore in recently, they're all going to make the academy. The issues that we're running into with all these departments hiring right now is that it's tough to even get into the police academies because there's more officers that need trained than they have spaces, including up here and downstate. So we just found out the other day we were able to get our last officer in, so we'll have them all going in January. And then hopefully by summer, when we start getting really busy, then they'll be done with all their training. So it should line up pretty well for us. So speaking of those 6 hirings, so we're obviously in the middle of a hiring process again. We've got interviews Monday night with the merit board, so hopefully we make some job offers for that. And then we are again taking apps, and we will start another testing process probably in January once we get through the holidays. So again, this is kind of the thing that we've been talking about for a while for those who are coming into some of these seats next year. We knew we were going to have all these retirements. We started talking about this probably 2 years ago. It's been a rough stretch for us. I know obviously the fire department has sworn in a whole bunch of people too, so kind of a similar thing. We just were in that cycle of all these retirements that were coming up, and we've been playing catch up all this time now. So we've got, what do we got, Mark, 4 or 5 next year? Is it 5 retirements? 5 retirements next year, and then hopefully it slows down a little bit. So we're going to kind of be in the thick of this for a little while still. So as far as community engagement, we did do a bunch of stuff this month, but the one I'm most proud of is we donated $1,000 to the Portage Township Food Pantry. So each year during Police Week, we have different things that we do during that week, but one of the things that we do are vehicle inspections. It's a big yearly inspection, and instead of doing that, officers can make a donation to whatever charity we choose in lieu of getting their vehicle inspected. So we were able to raise a decent amount of money this year, and we're able to donate $1,000. We've still got some money. We're going to do a couple other donations before Christmas gets here, but pretty excited about that. It used to be No Shave November. I obviously don't like to shave, so we got rid of No Shave November. It's No Shave Ever now. So we had to come up with another way to raise money, and that's the way we've done it. So pretty excited about that. A couple things with our canines. So we have an officer that is unfortunately going to have to take a disability due to an injury he incurred on duty. It was about the beginning of last year, right about this time. So with that, his canine is going to have to retire. We also have another canine who's going to have to go for surgery in January. It sounds like he may be able to come back to work, but we're going to have to see how that surgery goes. So going to keep Corporal Price and Canine Haro in our thoughts until he has that surgery. And so as we go into next year, we're probably going to be out looking for donations again for dogs. We actually need 2 dogs at least, possibly a third. And I know we've talked about it a lot in the past that our canine fund is pretty much, our canine team is pretty much self-funded. They raise all their own money. And it works well because we've got good partners in the community. But for those who are listening who are interested, let us know, because we'll be out trying to get into that next year to get our dogs back to where they need to be. So, last couple things here. Thank the reserves for their help again with the Christmas celebration. Every time we have a big event, we got to thank the reserves. Bob, his team put together a nice plan for traffic and things to make sure that everybody was safe getting through there. So, I want to thank them again. We had some of our full-time officers that were out. Work the event and help with traffic, so thank all them. And then just as we come down to the bottom of the, or the end of the year, again, I've been talking all year about staffing issues. We ran more calls this year. We had less people out there, and we still did the job. So, you know, that's not me. That's the people that are out there working for us. So just got to thank them, you know, as a kind of an overall year thing of the job that they've done out there. And then I guess lastly, I touched on it last meeting, but just want to thank you all again for the time. I mean, I took over in 2020 with the mayor and had a pandemic, had some financial crises in the city, had some civil unrest, had staffing issues. It was an awesome beginning. I went home and a couple times I was like, why am I doing this? But it worked out, and I think that we're all in a much better place, and it's, you know, the teamwork. So it sounds like I'm getting to stick around. So for those that are going to be here next year, I'm excited to work with you all. And for those who are leaving, I appreciate all you've done, and hopefully we can all stay in touch. And I guess that's my sappy ending. Any questions?
I do. Mike, how are we with the social worker?
Should have that going here first of the year. So yeah, we should have somebody in place by the first of the year. So excited about that. I think it's going to be awesome. Awesome. That
Thanks,
it?
Chief.
All right, thanks.
Done a great job. Chief Wilkening?
Good evening, everyone. Well, I'm going to disappoint Chief Candiano because I'm going to let him win tonight, and I'm not going to talk near as long as he did. This will be my last meeting. I've talked to Mayor-elect Bonta, and I'm retiring in a few months, so he's going to have to replace me anyway. So we decided that he would just do it right when he comes into office. So I appreciate everything. I appreciate all of the firefighters, and I had a long, sappy speech, but I'm not going to cry in front of Chief Candiano and give him the satisfaction of teasing me. So, but I do want to thank all of you, especially Mayor Lynch, for bringing me in, all the council. I've had a great relationship with you guys. Whenever I've had a question or a problem, you've always helped us out. So thank you so much. I'll miss all this, but I'll still be around, still live in Portage, so I'll still be on turn. So now you're going to have to see me on calls and fire trucks and causing havoc. So. As far as our call volume goes, surprisingly, November, we did the exact same amount of calls this November as we did last November, which was 503 total calls. 357 of them were EMS. We did have one structure fire, and we had 3 mutual aid calls coming to the city. Our total for the year is 5,142 total calls, 3,652 EMS, and 32 fires. We've had 69 mutual aid calls coming to the city so far. Last year at this time, we had 283 mutual aid calls. And so this is the first year in a long time also that we've actually given mutual aid to other communities more than we've had it come in. So we are turning the corner. We still have some ways to go, but everybody's been doing an excellent job and getting the calls done. we had a good year as far as that goes. I want to thank you for swearing in our new firefighters. They graduated the academy on Friday night, so they're all done with that. So yesterday was their first day at work, actually here, because they went straight from hire to the academy. So you'll start seeing them on the street after next week, and we're getting them all trained, and it's wonderful to see that we're actually getting up to staff. We did have, we made a new hiring list, and we offered somebody a job off of that list, and they are getting processed right now. So with that person coming in, we will actually be full staff for the first time, I think, in 2 years. And don't clap too fast, because right after he gets hired, we're having at least one person retire. So we have 4 people retiring next year guaranteed. But we actually do have a hiring list now that actually has some qualified candidates. So hopefully we'll be able to, the turnover will be very quick, and we won't be without for a while. Let's see, and as far as personnel off, we do have one person off on workman's comp, and we still have 2 people on major medical. One of them is about to come off, so that as far as our staffing. Vehicle and equipment status, right now our tower ladder is out of service. We do have the 2 quints, which are our 75-foot ladders, so we have 2 of those, so we're okay as far as coverage in the city, and then also we can call for mutual aid, but we're just waiting on parts for that. That should come in pretty soon. And we are still on track to get the new engine, probably the end of January, February. So they're going to town on that, so we look forward to that. And then we do have 1 ambulance. The chassis is on order, and I'll be talking to the Board of Works next week and asking to order another chassis for a remount. That's the money that will be coming out of our non-reverting fund that we get from the ambulance billing. So that money's going to be already there, so we won't have to come to the city to ask for any of that. So that fund helps to fund all of our EMS equipment. So the assistant firefighter grant, again, we're still waiting on that. Bad news is we haven't heard anything. Good news is we haven't heard anything. So we haven't got it, but we haven't lost it yet. So hopefully those will come out soon. Then we also, kudos Chief Kodachek, Chief DeYoung. We did find out about a state grant for paramedic school reimbursement, and we were just awarded 2 of those, totaling $48,000 for paramedic school. So, and we have, with all these new people, we got to send all of them to paramedic school, so that's going to come in very handy. As far as our training goes, again, you know us, we are always training every week. We're training on something. However, we did something special. We did send 4 people to, it's called Advanced Medical Life Support. And those 4 will be instructors now, and then they'll be able to instruct the rest of the department. And we're looking at probably state requirements, or pretty soon are going to start making that mandatory for our people. So that's just another thing that we can do in-house that our people will be able to do on our own. So, and that, again, that'll save us money having to send people out and spend money on classes. And then community involvement. We always have a few station tours, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, you know, everybody wants to come see the fire station. We're always open, so if your group wants to come see the fire station, you're all more than welcome. Just give us a call. And then we also participated in the Christmas event on Saturday. I thought it was a wonderful time. The plaza looked beautiful. And the parade, although it was small, I mean, it was bigger than last year, and we just keep growing. And if we just keep going, then hopefully we can make it into a really big event. And I know Santa and Mrs. Claus had a lot of fun. He told me personally. Other than that, that's it. Like I said, it's been a wonderful ride. I've been with this city for 30 years, so I've seen lots of people come and go, and again, it was a pleasure seeing you guys and working with you. So, any questions?
I would like, oh, sorry. I would like to thank the fire department with all my heart from the house fire and the quick response. It was some dear friends of ours, and the job that was done, thank you. Let alone the city of Portage, the people that have stepped in to help provide for this family has been amazing.
All right.
Thank you, Chief. Connor, our Youth Commission representative.
Good evening. So, last month we had a formal meeting in which we donated the money and supplies that we'd gotten during the Harvest Fest to the Hobart Humane Society. And then this month we participated in the Christmas parade as well. We handed out little goodie bags with a little info about the Youth Commission and little stuff for kids to do. But I'd like to thank the City Council too for restarting the Youth Commission, and particularly Ferdinand Alvarez, Mayor Sulinch, and Gina Geisthurst. These have been our sponsors and the people that brought us back. And so I'd like to thank you and the whole City Council for continuing to work with the youth, listen to the youth, and give the youth many opportunities to be able to step up and be able to make a change in the community. So thank you. And with that, any questions?
Can you please tell them how many bags you guys put together for that?
100. Gave out every single one of them.
Thank you, Connor. You guys
Yep.
are doing a really good job. Was an 8-year hiatus for our Youth Commission, but we're very glad to have you back. We think it's very important that the Youth Commission be a part of our council and our monthly meetings and our city in general, so thank you.
Thank you again for all your service.
Randy, Reader?
Right, there we go. I want to thank the mayor for the decision that she made 4 years ago, placing me as superintendent of streets and sanitation. And want to thank some of the members of our council that have a good relationship with, and even the community, some of the members of the community that I've had contact for the past 12 years. So, but it's been a great run here. Some of the improvements that we've made in streets and sanitation, almost getting $6 million in grant money over the past 4 years, and some of that money is still pending. So some of the improvements we've made in snow and even leaf service, and it's amazing, leaves are such a hot topic. But anyways, I was looking at some of the records that we went back. I've been keeping track of some of the records of leaf pickup from past seasons, and I included that in report. So back in 2017, we picked up about 350 loads throughout the city in about a 52 work day. So that came out to about 6.7 loads per work day. So as we looked at these numbers every year, we said, hey, we got to improve, And back in 2022, we made some procedural changes and organized some better routes and just did some things a little bit different. Some of the employees suggested some things and we implemented them. And last year was our best leaf pickup we've ever had for the entire city. Now, we went from 6.7 loads per day to last year we picked up at 13.6 loads per day. So, and we even had a shorter work period, 34 days. We picked up 462 loads. This year, we're still on course for a great leaf season to be finished up here. We're in our second round in Zone 4. As I look across Northwest Indiana, I think we're about the only department that puts out such detailed reports for our public to make sure that they are communicated well, where we're at, what zone. They could either call us, email us, or even look at our Facebook page of where we're at. So I think we're doing a great job in our leaf season. Many compliments this year. We've had a few grudgingly say, hey, I haven't seen a leaf truck in a month. And, you know, I don't know how true that is, but we do everything we can to service our community. our men and women down in the street department. Really do appreciate these past 4 years, and looking forward to another 4, so hopefully. Anyways, any questions? Okay.
Sorry you got a little snow on your leaves today.
Yeah, we had a little bit of snow today, and it set us back a little bit, but we're back on track, so,
It'll be 50 in a couple of days, so
all right.
thanks, Randy, for your guys and all you do for us. Okay, Barb, do you have a report from the marina?
Mayor, council, this will probably be the shortest report ever. I could have done it from my seat, I think. But anyway, we did do a slip increase for the 2024 season for the marina. It boils down to $2 per foot for each individual size, so that brings the rates up a little bit. But we have a $60,000 NIPSCO bill that we have to pay every year. So this kind of covers the NIPSCO bill increases that we do have for gas and electric. The marina has been winterized, so the water's been shut off to all the bathrooms and to the docks. We do have our aeration bubblers that are in the marina basin right now, and they take care of the ice. Hopefully, we don't have a deep, deep freeze this year. But the bubblers, we have about 35 bubblers that are in place right now, and they're keeping the water moving, so that's a good thing. The launch ramp is open, and all I can say is that people are catching lake perch over by the Gary Lighthouse. So if you have a boat and you want to go fishing, now's the time. Other than that, the grant is still in process. I don't really have anything to report on that, and that about ends my report. I'd like to thank the mayor for bringing me on in 2020, and all the council members for all your help and support these last 4 years. Any questions?
Thanks, Barb. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
Diane, would you like to give a report? Diane is our park superintendent.
I thought about missing, but I didn't want to miss your guys' last council. So I want to echo the other sentiments. I have appreciated this council. I had quite the learning curve when I came from another department, and I know I have emailed and called many of you repeatedly. Sorry, Dan. A lot, Dan, so I owe him a lot. But I just really want to thank Mayor Lynch for bringing me on, and just thank everybody on the council. So even though I'm recovering from illness, I just didn't want to miss tonight. So I can definitely give my report, but I just really, more importantly, wanted to say thank you. So personnel, we have 2 full-time maintenance positions that we're going to try to fill, hopefully by the end of the year or the beginning of the new year. But the rest of the big hiring won't happen until we do seasonal in April. Maintenance, we're finishing up what we can, but with the snow coming, all those playground improvements are just going to have to wait till spring. With the talk of snow coming, just a reminder that the parks and trails are open all winter, but it does take time for us to get to it. So we usually start with Woodland Park when we're plowing because that's a warming center and the park office. Then we go to any kind of rentals and then other parking lots. Then we'll get to the trails, so just be patient with us, but we have to do it in a certain order. Programs, actually this Friday, we have a movie in the park. It's going to be inside. So it's at Woodland Park at Oakwood Hall, and it's The Grinch, the cartoon version. That's at 5:30, doors open at 5, so it's free, no registration required. So if you want to see a movie this Friday. Also, our daddy-daughter dance and our mother-son dance, the tickets are on sale right now on our website. So those are our programs that are coming up. And lastly, for athletics, Cal Ripken, the youth baseball registration is also open. It started on the 1st. So it's just online right now, but it'll be open in person in the new year. So just a short report. I really just came to say
Thanks,
thank you.
Diane.
So, any questions?
Thanks. And last but not least is Tracy, our superintendent of our wastewater plant. She's got a busy year ahead and a lot of things going on out at our plant. We're so proud that we have been able to make some things happen there.
Good evening.
So start with no violations again last month, none for the entire year. We always at this time fight fats, oils, and greases when you have Thanksgiving dinners and everyone at home cooking and everything. We always have that issue. So we're fighting that right now, but the guys are a master at it, so I don't even worry about it. So SRF, I've been talking about this for about a year and a half now. So closing is in the future. We are the 20th of December, we have pre-closing, 29th is the closing for our SRF loan. This spring, we will see clarifiers going in. I am so excited. With that, we'll also have the solar going in, which will save us a tremendous amount of money, and I'm very excited about that project. And our screen. Some needed improvements at the plant. I'm looking forward to when we are done with it, having a huge open house. And I'm hoping everyone from council here can attend because it's thanks to all of you that we got this. I really appreciate it. The plant wouldn't have been able to keep running without it. We would have had issues. So I'm very happy that the plant was thought of in this last 4 years and considered that it's a needed thing in our infrastructure of our city. I'd like to thank the mayor and all of council for taking a chance on this lab rat nerd, science nerd, to take care of their plant. I really appreciate it.
You've done a good job, Tracy. Thank you for stepping
Yes,
up.
You have been
Definitely
front and center for us at that wastewater plant, so.
Well, I'm glad, and I love my job, and I love everything about it, and I love the city, and I really appreciate the chance.
Well, you've done a lot of extra training for our guys at Safety First out there at the plant, and that's really important.
Yes,
In this day and age,
yes.
so kudos to you because it's a big plant with a lot of issues. I mean, our clarifiers are 43 years old. They have not been replaced ever. So this is a big deal for our city.
Yes, it
Especially as
really
we're
is.
growing at the rate we're growing.
Yeah, and all the new advancements. I mean, I'm very excited about it. That means great things for the future of industry and everything here in the city of Portage.
You do a great job, Tracy.
Just appreciate everything and everyone for all the
And
help.
listen to Tracy, do not pour grease down the drain.
No grease, no wipes. Wipes are not flushable. They are not, even if they say flushable, that's a lie. It's a lie. They are not flushable. So,
If you want to do a little bitty thing for our plant, do those couple of things.
yes,
Yeah.
that will help us tremendously. But I just want to thank everyone.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tracy.
So did I miss anybody? I don't think so. So we're moving on. We have no unfinished business, so we're going to new business, the Amazon tax abatement. Andy, did you want to get up and say anything about that? Is there a representative here? Would you like to come up and say something?
Yeah, I'm here my name is Gustavo Oropesa, and on behalf of AWS here. And I really appreciate the support of the mayor and the councilor regarding to this kind of incentive that we are requiring right now. I know that we have, in case that we have any kind of question from the council and or for the mayor, we have one of the director of this request is right now online that can also reach out the team or the council in case that is needed.
So, Deb, that's yours.
Scott?
Yes.
Can you take those two?
I will. So we have two resolutions. I'll read the first one as resolution number 23-08. Whereas the Portage Common Council wishes to encourage and foster economic development within the city of Portage. And whereas the Portage Common Council adopted ordinances and resolutions evidencing its desire to allow tax abatement benefits for businesses located within the previously designated economic development target area. And whereas Amazon Data Services, Inc. submitted its statement of benefits dated October 9, 2023, therein requesting a 10-year tax abatement on real property improvements located at its business, namely approximately $35 million investment in their new building. And I will read the percentage of abatement for each year over the 10 years. Year 1, 100%. Year 2, 90. Year 3, 80. Year 4, 70. Year 5, 60. Year 6, 50. Year 7, 40%. Year 8, 30%. Year 9, 20%. And year 10, 10%. Year 11, and thereafter, 0. I make a motion to adopt this resolution.
Second.
We have motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Yes, only briefly. This issue was discussed at the previous meeting. Could we just have an explanation for the folks at home as to why it's being addressed again this month? Thank you.
Andy, would you like to speak?
As you recall, at the previous meeting, we only had 4 council members there. So the desire was to be able to bring it back in front of the full council. It's a great project. As you well know, I did send everything out to all of you. $87 million project. Without this project, that property will bring in, over the course of 10 years, about $180,000 in taxes. With these abatements, that project will bring in $7.5 million in taxes over that 10-year period. So, again, the last meeting, there was only 4 members here. I thought it would be best to bring it back again in front of the full council.
Just to be clear, it couldn't pass unless there were 4 votes at the last meeting. It requires a majority of the full
It
council.
would require the
Exactly right.
majority of the body, which is 4 out of 4 members, whether there's 4 or 7 present. So it didn't pass by a 3-to-1 vote, I think?
That's correct.
So it wasn't passed or denied, it was just simply pushed along by lack of a quorum vote.
So we have a motion and a second. Are there any further questions?
One more, thank you. Mr. Mileta, how many employees are expected to be employed at this facility?
To begin with, there'll be 10 employees, and the jobs will be $100,000 plus each. So, again, this is not, you think of the Amazon, you hear about other communities get warehouses. This isn't a warehouse, this is a data center. So it's, the majority of what you're gonna find in there is high-tech equipment, big servers, so it requires less people to run it. The good thing about it is it's more permanent. A warehouse you could empty out and then close up and move away. The data center with this investment in there should be a part of our community for a long time.
And also just one question for gentleman from Amazon. Thank you, sir. Does Amazon request tax abatements in every municipality that they develop in or that they choose to develop in?
I don't have this answer because I'm part of just the local development that we have right now here. But in case that you need some kind of question like this, we can reach out the person and probably provide that information later on.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Are there any further questions? If not, Nina, I would request a roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Alvarez.
No.
Councilperson Geishers.
Yes.
Councilperson Pigorski.
Yes.
Councilperson Williams.
Yes.
Councilperson Gully.
Yes.
Councilperson Zilli.
Yes.
Motion passes. Did we have a second phase for that?
Yes, we do, Madam Mayor.
Please read that.
Yes, Resolution 23-09. Whereas the Portage Common Council wishes to encourage and foster economic development within the city of Portage, and whereas the Portage Common Council adopted ordinances and resolutions evidencing its desire to allow tax abatement benefits for businesses located within the previously designated economic development target area, and whereas Amazon Data Services, Inc. submitted the statement of benefits dated October 9th, 2023, therein requesting a 5-year tax abatement on personal property located at its business, namely approximately $52 million investment in IT equipment. So again, I will read the percentage of the abatement over, in this case, a 5-year period. Year 1, 100%, year 2, 80, year 3, 60, year 4, 40, year 5, 20, year 6, and thereafter 0. Motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? If not, Nina, I would request a roll call vote, please.
Councilperson Alvarez?
No.
Councilperson Pogorski?
Yes.
Councilperson Geishhurst?
Yes.
Councilperson Williams?
Yes.
Councilperson Goli?
Yes.
Councilperson Zilli?
Yes.
The motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you all for that. And Madam Mayor and Council, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I have to say that we really appreciate your support, Mayor, and also the support of the council in this project. Thanks.
We have the introduction and adoption of ordinances. Deb?
Colin, would you take that?
Ordinance number 2316, an ordinance of the City of Portage, Indiana, annexing adjacent and contiguous territory, be it, and it is hereby ordained by the Common Council of the City of Portage, Porter County, Indiana, as follows. Let the record reflect this has been read in full as a second reading. Motion to adopt.
Second.
We have motion and a second. Are there any questions?
It is to remain R1, correct?
That's what was discussed at the last meeting, that we would be annexed as R1, correct?
Thank you.
Does the council have any questions for the petitioners?
This is what we did at the last meeting, but Dan, again, required a majority of the whole, right?
That's correct.
Did you gentlemen have anything you wish to present?
We'd be happy to take the time to present the idea behind this annexation, but we don't want to take your time either. We can respond to any questions. I know 2 of you were not there. This is a 120-acre parcel, I guess the subject parcel is 120 acres that my client, Providence Real Estate Development, has under contract from the Carlson Trust, from Jim Carlson's the trustee. 80 of it is already in the city. We're seeking to annex the 38 acres approximately to 40 acres that is south of the main 80-acre body. We're happy to show you the plans, what we have for this. We're happy to show you our intentions to come back to the bodies here, but I don't unnecessarily want to take up your time tonight. With me tonight is Doug Ians, who can give all the specifics of the project, but this is just to add the 38 acres. The 80 acres are already zoned R1, and this would come in as R1.
So just to be clear, there's nothing preventing you from developing the 80 acres that you're currently under contract for?
Correct.
Right.
Council wishes, would you like to hear more, or do you?
No, I think I'm clear on what they're asking for.
I watched the last meeting. I was sick with COVID from home, so I watched it. So I heard the whole presentation. I mean, if it's going to be the same as that, I don't need to hear it personally.
No, I'm comfortable moving on.
Okay.
Just briefly, gentlemen, thank you for attending the meeting and for presenting your information and providing us with the information. Here in Portage, it seems that the community members are against annexation. The voters have spoken most recently, and I can't, unfortunately, in good conscience support this project, and I would ask the council to vote against it. Thank you.
I have a question.
Gina, what was the plan commission vote on this? I'm curious. I didn't see it in because it's a different type of
For
ordinance.
the ordinance, it was provided it's state R1.
No, but what was the vote of the plan commission? Was it unanimous?
Unanimous for R1.
It wasn't to annex, it was only on the R1, nothing to do with annexation.
Then what did you vote on?
That if it were to be annexed, it would be R1.
Well, right, I mean, the recommendation of the Plan Commission was to recommend that if it were to be annexed, it'd be annexed as R1.
We did not receive that order about annexation.
What? There was a public hearing about the annexation, correct?
No, it was about the property to remain as R1, not to annex it.
Dan, that doesn't seem to make sense.
I know.
Because that's,
But that's how it was done.
Well, yeah, but if you were talking about the zoning for property that's not in the city, what did you think you were talking about?
Scott McClure told us that we were only looking at that if the property was annexed, when we wanted to be R1.
right. Right. Like, the Plan Commission doesn't vote on annexation. You vote on determining what the zoning recommendation is if the city council would determine to annex, correct?
Correct.
Two things happen with an annexation, sometimes at the same time. But with an annexation zoning, the zoning part of the annexation, the Plan Commission can make a recommendation as to what they think the zoning ought to be. The council does not have to take that recommendation. They can, it's not a rezone. That's where people get confused. This is not a rezone. This is an initial zoning. Ultimately, the authority lies with this body here to decide what the zoning is. So the Plan Commission was advised by their attorney, Scott McClure, to come up with a recommended zoning. They came up R1. But that is, in and of itself, not binding, and also it is not a decision to annex or not annex. Now, the reason that it's a really wonderful idea for the developer to go meet with the Plan Commission at the same time they're doing this process is because they're undoubtedly going to be back in front of the Plan Commission. An annexation does not divest them of the requirements to go through a subdivision ordinance approval process, just like any other property in the city. So what we have here tonight is this. You've got the Plan Commission saying, gosh, if you guys are going to annex it, we'd sure like you to keep it at R1. You got the petitioner saying, R1 seems all right with us. So that's what's in front of you now.
Thank you, Dan.
Fiscal plan is another issue.
So we have a motion and a second on the annexation. Nina, would you please do a roll call vote?
Councilperson Alvarez?
No.
Councilperson Pigorski?
Yes.
Councilperson Geishurst?
Yes.
Councilperson Williams?
Yes.
Councilperson Gully?
Yes.
Councilperson Zilli?
Yes.
So we have the approval of the fiscal plan.
A fiscal plan for the organization and extension of services for the proposed annexation of the area commonly known as land located on the east side of 500 West and approximately half miles south of Ridge Road in Porter County, Indiana. This document is the written fiscal plan that establishes a definite policy for the provision of municipal services to the parcel of real property legally described below. Let the record reflect this has been read in its entirety. Dan, before I make a motion, do we have to take action on this tonight, or can we? Because I think there's some questions that council members have, so.
So I'm going to make a recommendation. I think that's exactly right, Councilman Zilli. So the ordinance, the statute speaks to the annexation. This is a 100% petition annexation request. So the statute that governs that talks about the legislative body. You guys may adopt and approve a fiscal plan. If you're uncomfortable with the plan in front of you or have questions, my suggestion would be get your questions answered, and then they can come back with their fiscal plan.
I'm going to make a motion to table then.
I'll second.
We have motion and a second to table.
And that does not have any effect. The annexation has been approved, so the fiscal plan being tabled merely is to work out your financial proposal, basically.
Nina, would you do a roll call vote, please?
Real quick, though, I just have a quick question. When we meet later this month, should this be on the agenda then, or is this a January thing?
I think this is a January thing.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is entirely up to you.
I do have questions that I would like to ask them.
Why don't you?
So I think that fiscal plan was put together a little earlier in the process. I think that both sides probably need an opportunity to chat and talk through some of the issues with it, particularly given the fact that it was annexed up in R1. Why don't you simply maybe field your questions to them directly, and then when you come back, we can have a more, or shall I say, you can have a more detailed discussion.
I would call the roll.
Quite a few questions I have.
Councilperson Alvarez?
Yes?
Councilperson Gorski?
Yes.
Councilperson Geisers?
Yes.
Councilperson Williams?
Yes.
Councilperson Gully?
Yes.
Councilperson Zilli?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. 17, Sandy Trails developed.
Brian?
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Ordinance number 23-17, an ordinance of the City of Portage, Indiana, amending Chapter 90, Article 2 of the City of Portage Municipal Code entitled Zoning Districts and Map, creating a planned development overlay for the below-described property pursuant to Article 9. Be it and hereby ordained by the Common Council of the City of Portage, Indiana as follows. Section 1, this ordinance shall amend Chapter 90, Article 7 to create and designate the following described property, a planned development overlay, Sandy Trails Plan Development pursuant to Article 9, and preliminary development plan of which are as follows. Let the record reflect this has been read in its entirety.
And this is our first reading, correct?
Can we add on there that it's to certify that the Plan Commission to recommend denial? That 8 said yes, 0 said no.
So we're not going to take a vote tonight. We're not having second reading on a rezone. So my suggestion would be if you have questions for petitioner, you can ask those questions, but we will not be suspending the rules for a rezone. I don't believe the statute allows for that.
Mr. Krill, do you have, council have any questions for Mr. Krill?
I don't have any questions.
Would you like to-
everything that they provided.
Do you have any comment?
Well, I mean, just briefly, I understand definitely the Plan Commission, they did send an unfavorable recommendation to the council. This property is already zoned M1 and C2. We are simply seeking to put a PUD overlay on it so we can incorporate the commercial property into the residential, incorporate a park into the development, and really make it a lot more pleasing. We've incorporated the 8-foot side yards that have been requested by the city. That's consistent with the R2 zoning. So we've actually listened, the Plan Commission asked that we incorporate a couple different styles of homes in there. We've done that. So we're really not asking for a zone change in the formal, traditional sense of the term, meaning we already have M1, so the base zoning is already there. It's just the PUD zoning now, just to approve this particular development plan for the reasons I said. We have submitted everything. A zone change, Dan, I don't know, it only requires one reading, but, I mean, that's up to the city council. So, but we obviously would request approval of the zone change, is why we're here. I have copies of the plans with me, if anybody'd like to see anything. I have additional materials with me tonight.
Denise? Can you explain why
Thank you.
it's unfavorable?
Talking.
I'm talking.
Oh, okay.
Can you explain why it's unfavorable, and if you can come up here? Because even though some of us won't be here, there's others that are, and they need to know now, because it's going to come up for them.
Thank you.
I did make up some sheets to show you the difference, why the planning commission voted unanimously to deny. The difference between M1 and a PUD, a PUD, land unit development, is that the developer gets to make their own wants and wishes. when you think about a planned unit development, think of Marina Shores. They have a marina, they have a restaurant, they have different attached housing, single-family housing. Think about Villages of Burns Harbor, 7 parks, different housing, a lifestyle. And Aberdeen is a PUD. Golf course, restaurants, commercial, swimming pools, different areas, condos, apartments, single-family homes. So what we want, this is 152 homes, very similar. They did give us a couple additional plans. One has a 2-car garage, and the other one has a one-car garage. And if you look at the side, here are the reductions that they are asking for. Our main floor is 800 square feet. They're looking to make every unit 576. Everything is built over the garage, which is cheaper than putting anything on the main floor. I implore you to deny this. They can get through with an M1. They're not putting in a community center, swimming pools, restaurants. They do have the commercial, but they don't need the PUD for the commercial. So I ask you, please.
Thank you, Denise.
Thanks,
Thank
Denise.
you.
How can I call for the vote? No vote.
So, let's be clear. If the council were inclined to deny it, you could. Tonight?
I'd make a motion to deny.
I second.
Motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, Nina, please do a roll call vote.
Councilperson Alvarez?
Yes?
Councilperson Pigorski?
Yes.
Councilperson Geis-Hurst?
Yes.
Councilperson Williams?
Yes.
Councilperson Gully?
Yes.
Councilperson Zilli?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
You do have some tweaking to do there.
Well, we're just going to develop with the exact same units as M1. We already have our base zoning, so thank you, though, for considering this. So.
Thank you. Okay, we have petitions and remonstrances and public input at this time. If anyone from the public would like to speak, please come to the podium, state your name and your address, and you have 2 minutes.
What's up? Jake, Portage Recovery Association. I'm not here asking for anything today. I'm just here to give some gratitude to everybody, especially Mayor Lynch. Thank you so much. When I rolled in here like 9 months ago, like asking for a whole lot of money, no one told me like just straight up no. Everybody had an open mind and listened to what we had to say. And for a guy like me, back in the 10 years ago, I wasn't a guy that was listened to very much because my words were bull. And I just can't thank everybody enough. Thank you so much, Nina, for your hard work last week. And like the best is yet to come. And I was like really thinking about something that's crazy is that like I came up here like almost every month for like the last like 9-10 months, and like not one person ever asked me for like my ID or driver's license. You guys just like, how much you want? Sure. And then that was kind of, well, how much, I don't know how much research was done behind the scenes, but it's to me, it's just like, it shows like me, like just inside and individually like that, like we do recover, like we just do. That like everybody took me at like my word and my face value, and like that's recovery, you know what I mean? Is that we can let our steps do our talking for us, and I don't know. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
We thank you. The growth in yours has been awesome.
Well,
Trying.
a mile and a half and come out of it, and I'm so proud of you guys. And I still hope Daniel will write that book.
We will.
I think we need to be proud of these people. They've been at the bottom rung of the ladder and they've come to the top, and it's, now they're trying to help other people, and they've been here for a long time, and now they're finally getting some help with the opioid money and doing some good things for people in our community. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's more to come.
I just want to add one thing, because Jake forgot. You all opened up a huge door for us. We've been getting so much support in the community from so many people that didn't even know we existed, because you all listened to us. And we are now able to be open more. We've had some random people, Jake's been able to spend time there. We've been able to, we're becoming a recovery community organization because of what you all have done. More is to be revealed on that. And there's just so much coming to the city because of what's happened. We'll be hiring some recovery coaches. We'll be hiring an executive director soon. There's a lot of things that are coming our way. We've had random people coming off the street just to a little bit of help. We had a homeless person stop in, and Jake was able to give them some coffee and help them, and that would have never happened before. So we're really making some huge changes, and I just want you all to know, like, this is just the beginning, and truly, honestly, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Anyone else like to present to the council? If not, we do have a budget issue to bring up.
Amendment, it'd be the 2023 budget, or I'm sorry, salary ordinance amendment, version 6. This is just, so there's no question with the council salary ordinance versus the park department's, park board's salary ordinance. There's one position that's not necessarily in line. It's proper, it's legal, it passes all of that, but that way there's no confusion for anybody else next year. It's all squared away. That's all. They're already being paid that amount. It's just to be listed that way.
So we will need the council to vote on that.
Well, my question
the
is,
park
what is the
administrative-
motion?
It'd be the park administrative assistant number 2 to 40,000. It's less than $1,000. It's like 700 and change off the top of my head. It just came up today, that's why.
It's been paid correctly, but it's clerically, it's not on the salary ordinance correctly.
The employee left for a short period of time and came back, and when they came back, they were paid at a different rate by the park board, and so it doesn't match our salary ordinance.
All right, so the motion can be that we need to correct the 2023 salary ordinance to reflect what the person is actually being paid.
Park Administrative Assistant 2
Park, yeah.
shall be set at 40,000.
40,000, okay.
Are
So-
you making that motion?
I am making that motion.
I
and
will
just
second
did.
your motion, Scott.
So we have a motion and a second. Nina, would
Oh,
you
wait,
put-
hang on, Dan.
What?
We never have, because like second, yeah, no. Read originally during budget.
Nina, would you please call the roll?
Councilperson Alvarez?
Yes.
Councilperson Pigorski?
Yes.
Councilperson Geishers?
Yes.
Councilperson Williams?
Yes.
Councilperson Gully?
Yes.
Councilperson Zilli?
Yes.
If there are no other matters to come before this board, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I
Second.
actually, I'm sorry, yeah, sorry. So just wanted to say thank you to the outgoing members of the council. It's been a very interesting 4 years, and although we have not always seen eye to eye on issues, I have a tremendous amount of respect for all of you, and I look forward to working with the oncoming members of the city council and Mayor-elect Bonta and Clerk Treasurer-elect Modesto. Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.